Hi YouTube, I might be Carr coming at y'all with a quick deck profile. This is a deck profile of my Frog Monarchs. I will be playing them for the foreseeable future. This deck has a really good matchup against most of the meta. The only thing it doesn't have a good matchup against is spellbooks. But yeah, so I just really like the deck, and let's just get started. Alright, for the monster lineup, you run the Fog Engine of 3 Swap Frog. Probably the second best frog in the deck. The best frog is probably Treeborn Frog, which I run 2 of. Then you run 1 Rodent Totem and 1 Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog searches out the Swap Frog, and that's the Frog Engine. For hand traps, you run 3 Battle Fader. Battle Fader just stops OTKs, and then you get one of your Monarchs effects. Then you run 2 Veilers, just stop effects. Gores also stops OTKs and can help you come back. And then in this format, I think you need 3 Maxi. Maxi is just good against most of the meta decks. This format, it just gives you so many pluses. Like dragons will just keep going most of the time. You'll get a bunch of pluses off of Maxi. So that's all the hand traps. Then for the monsters you tribute for, you have your 3 Caius. I'd say Caius is probably the best monarch, and probably one of the best monsters you'll tribute for. Just banishing is just too good. Dark Dust Spirit is basically a dark hole for every monster except for him, and that's just really good, this format. 1 Jinzo stops all traps, so it's just a monster Royal Decree. Then I'm running 3 Light and Darkness Dragon. I'm just testing this out because what I wanted to do was do 2 of him and 2 Obelisk, but right now I only have 1 Obelisk, so I'm doing 3 Light and Darkness and 1 Obelisk. Obelisk is probably the best card to drop because not only is he 4,000, but if you drop him against the dragon rulers, they have no outs. They can't do anything to get over him because he can't be targeted, he can't be destroyed, except for by Dark Hole, and that's like 1 card, so it's just really hard to get over him. Then you run 3 Ryza. Ryza just puts the card back on the top of the deck, and it makes them not really have any plays if you can get him off. That's the monster lineup. For spells, I run 3 Econ. Everybody knows the play of Econ with Treeborn Frog in the standby phase, so I just think Econ's really good, and Econ needs to be ran at 3. 1 Fulge Burial, just to get the Treeborn faster. 1 Heavy Storm, just because Heavy Storm wins games. Monster Reborn, because it's just a good card. I'm only main decking 1 MST because in this format not a lot of decks run a lot of traps, so I just think only 1 MST is necessary in the main. Then I have 2 Dualities for consistency and 3 Soul Exchange. Soul Exchange is probably one of the best spell cards ever made because just being able to get rid of one of your opponent's monsters and then get rid of another one by getting one of the Monarch's effects is just too good, and I just like it too much. I don't run any traps in the deck. The deck is 40 cards. Now for the extra deck, you have your Gorse token, Slacker Magician. Slacker Magician is just broken. It's you just basically get it off of with Treeborn Frog and maybe a Battle Fader you used, but it's just really hard for your opponent to get over, and they don't really have a hard time knowing what to do. Gachi because you just need the Gachi just gives you just so many, it helps you stall, or it helps you get all that, the 400 attack boost is just too good. You run Daigusto Phoenix just because having the ability to go and hit them for 3,000 is just too good. 1 Photon Strike Bouncer, I'm going to try and get a second one, because after you use the Caius or Ryza and get their effects, you have the ability to go into him just to have a stronger monster and be able to negate effects is really nice. 1 Chimera Tech because I do side deck Cyber Dragons for the machine matchup. For synchros I run Catastor, Hyper Librarian, Magical Android, Gaia Knight, Black Rose, Stardust, and Scrap. Most of these are pretty hard to get into, but if you can get into some of them, they're really nice most of the time. Finally, for the side deck, I run the 2 remaining MSTs. The side deck Dark Hole. I'm playtesting 2 Prohibitions, just seeing how this works out for me. Side deck the 1 Mobius, because Mobius is just a really good card overall. Being able to blow up your opponent's back row is really good. 2 Cyber Dragons for the Machine matchup, 2 Dust Tornadoes just in case they side in Magocosmos or D-Fisher against you, 3 Mind Crush for the Spellbook matchup, and 2 Decrees for any trap heavy decks. So that's my deck, guys. Hope y'all liked it. Give me any advice y'all have. Thanks. Bye.